April 1st, 2024, and I actually was able to get some cleanup done. I felt like I was never going to get out here between the rain and yucky weather. We had a lot of leaves that I had to clean up. This old gal had her birthday yesterday, no, sorry, 2 days ago. She turned 12. This bed, it's funny how it's taken me years to really find a plan that I think I like, despite these little bushes getting way larger than I thought they were going to. I like the shape overall, the symmetry, I guess. There's 4 of those little bushes. We have the hydrangea standard, and I finally have a good foundation planting with these sedums. Still have a little bit of rearranging to do just to get the alliums closer together so I have a better impact. And since these shrubs have gotten larger, I need to rearrange some of these tulips and the centaurea, which is now hidden underneath the branches. So that will be addressed. I think maybe I'll wait for the tulips to bloom and then move them around. I've always enjoyed this catmint. I'm kind of wondering maybe I put catmint along the foundation in front of the sedum, but I don't know if it'll be too shady for the catmint to not be floppy. We'll see. And my Japanese maple, it looks like it survived. I'm so excited. I don't know if I could even focus on it, but it has buds. Thrilled about that. Also, my hosta survived in the pot, which I knew it would. Pretty protective up here. It's the Woolala. Winter sown jugs. I have some successes. We have saponaria. Bachelor's button in here has done well. What else? Yarrow. And maybe larkspur. No, we had a little bit of time for those. Another transplant that happened over here. This poppy used to be to the left of the front stairs, so now we have a little triangle formation, which I think will have a nice impact when they are in bloom. Look a little more planned, like it belongs. We do have some emails put out to get a quote on the drainage issue. We figured, you know, if we're going to be here for any number of years and I'm going to continue gardening, we've got to do something about this yard. So it's actually enjoyable to be out here, because even that whole hillside for me to fill my feeders, mucky mud, gross. I can't take it anymore. And this hill over here has gotten worse. Over the years, it used to not be quite this bad. And yes, it's still, I used to think that if my flowers were blooming in April, it was late spring, but honestly, it's April 1st and I don't know what I'm expecting. So over here's the new shade bed. Peonies seem to be doing okay. This was a transplant from out back. I don't think anything could kill it. I am concerned that my black one will not come back because that was in a lot of water. A lot of erosion happened. Have not trimmed back this hydrangea yet. I've only done the standard. The horse manure is just kind of marking the paths where I will be putting some mulch down. A lot of erosion over here. I do have 2 panels here because my plan is to cover in plastic, and when it's time to harden off my seedlings that are growing downstairs, I'll have somewhere to put them. Sweet autumn clematis looks pretty good. So I have a thought. I'm doing some more tomatoes this year. I'm getting into the mini ones because I think they're really fun and they don't take up a lot of space. So contemplating 1 or 2 tomatoes over here again and a cucumber. Just this section over here is sunny, pretty much the whole right half of that gets too much shade. And I really can't take down all my trees, so get creative. This is the running river that we've had for the last few years. So I'm fine with it if it's gonna be a little river. We just need to put some rock down or something so I don't keep losing all my soil. One of my little woodpeckers. I did see a grosbeak this morning. Super excited. Well, I should say I heard it and then saw it. We've got some cocoa coir I got for free. Found it on Facebook Marketplace. Went, loaded up my truck. It was from a grow operation. They were all in small eco grow bags. Super easy to dump out and empty. And I figured, hey, free. And I can amend it into the soil with some compost. And it's just beautiful texture and consistency. I'm getting the compost ready for where I'm going to be putting the cut flowers. Also debating whether I'm going to put a tomato here and possibly one there as like a centerpiece. I am also going to grow ground cherry again, which I remember taking up a lot of space, so that might get stuck in the corner. Still need to put some fill back here. Kind of would love to take those blocks down, those beams, but it is a lot of work. And it's kind of nostalgic since that was my first garden when we moved in. It's funny how much it's expanded over the years. This is still going to be my Asiatic lily territory. My original pink ones are there. I have black ones there. The deer devoured them last year. And I also have white that I'm going to add into the corner. I'm still excited. Well, I can't say I'm excited. I still have a plan for the deer fencing. It's going to look hideous, and I'm not happy about that, but if it means I get to keep my plants, I'm gonna do it. Just basically netting everywhere. Netting, fishing line, whatever I can use is gonna get used, even along the back wall where most of my hostas are. This area, still have a fantasy for it. The wood chips that I wanted to get last fall fell through. That was disappointing. I told my husband that that's all I wanted for my birthday was for him to find me some more wood chips because I just wanted to fill this in so it looked neat. But the yard drainage project is taking precedence over everything else. Butterburger. See if I can get close. I almost just lost my boot when I was working out here earlier. That's a good one, I guess. Cute. I'm expecting another good show of that this year. Oop, yep, there goes my boot. See? This is why we need some professional help to fix along here. It does naturally want to flow to this corner. I was unable to do it myself last year, so if we can get a company to come in and put like a hidden drain pipe underground, that would be awesome. Never know what's going to return over here between the hostas and all the other hodgepodge I've put over here. So it's like a fun surprise. This looks good. Well, not good, but like it's going to come back and do something. We got one little sprout on the Jack Frost. More cocoa coir. I am not sure what I threw in down here. Those little roots were exposed. What have we got? This beauty, I hope to up pot this year. I can't believe it's held on as long as it has. It could probably use some fertilizer and some fresh soil. I did pull up a little bit of mint when I was back here picking leaves. Because, you know, I let it do its thing, but it was getting a little bit too close to that hellebore. Not really impressed with the hellebore performance this year. These two have always been the most beautiful, very well established. I think they're very common for a reason. So mahogany snow, and then this one was the pink frost. So I see those a lot around here. This is the black one that has never, ever, ever done well for me. Black diamond. This little guy survived, and I'm pretty sure that's a pink frost. So he'll go on the ground this year. I love that we have a viola that survived and reseeded itself. I am very eager to plant some pansies and violas. However, we are predicted to get a nor'easter this week, about a foot of snow, which I don't remember an April snowstorm like this. It's been years. Look at this, this is so puny. So that's one of the new fancy ones. Just so sad. It didn't really do anything. Maybe it just needs time, and that's okay. Hostas haven't really poked their little heads up yet. I guess it's still early for them. Again, with the frost heaving back here, it happens. A lot of the roots were exposed. Some of them I just threw some of the cocoa on top to cover them because I don't want them to get too damaged. Not a lot to look at. It's kind of ugly and brown, but it's nice to compare year after year so I can check my expectations on what should be poking up and such. These are always fun. They come up so early, the little surprise lilies. They get all their foliage early and you don't see a flower until middle to end of summer. Let's see, there's a few more hellebores. Tropical sunset. So I don't see any buds, though it is larger. This one was gorgeous last year, the Glenda's Gloss, and it's pathetic. I mean, we'll have some blooms, but why? Why is it pathetic? I don't know. Oh, see, here's a good example of exposed crown on hosta. So this is the mouse ears. I'll have to get some compost on that little fella. Ooh, mud. Lucky if I don't fall over. I'm always astounded that this little thing survives year after year, the Virginia. And this actually looks pretty nice. Yeah, that might be a good show for us, which is the wedding bells. Not much to see in the holding bed. A lot of creeping Jenny I'm gonna have to pull up. I do intend to move this phlox. Obviously, it's the deer's favorite. I'm thinking I'll just put it out front with that other phlox that I have up by the apple espalier, because I'm probably gonna end up fencing that in. Not a lot to see over here. I just leaf blew a little bit the memorial garden, which is over there by our junk storage. More stuff that looks like junk. However, these are cattle mineral tubs and they make great raised planters. So for free, from a coworker of mine, just have to drill some drainage holes. I'm contemplating cutting them in half so that they are not so tall, and throwing ranunculus and maybe some of my cut flowers in them. And I might even leave them here on top of my septic where it's always a bald patch. It won't be the most beautiful thing to look at. However, the flowers will do well, I think, in those, because it's such full sun over here and partially protected, and not knowing what's going to happen with the drainage project, how much of my gardens are going to be affected. So stay tuned on that. I've been collecting some rocks to work on the rock wall, either back there or elsewhere. Cleaned this up a lot. Took out the sedum, divided that, and that is what is lining the sides of the steps right along the foundation out front. So much better, because it did terribly over here between the clematis and the purple bell vine. Nope, I'm sorry. Cathedral bells that were over here. I am growing purple bell vine this year. I haven't decided if I'm going to grow it on this trellis or not. Depending how many seedlings I have, I might try it. The blue globe onions. So this was a little clump that I've had for years and years that never really had a home, and it was living here. And every time I weed whacked, I didn't want to cut it down, and it would bloom even though I don't take care of it. So I put the lemon jade sedum over here because it's not particularly a favorite, and we all know sedum can survive anything. A little bit of coco coir top dressed over here. Thinking about moving this hellebore. It's gorgeous, like the most healthy one I have. However, bleeding heart does get very large. I'm praying that the butterfly bush gets large. And this is so short, it really should be more to the front, like maybe up here. And then, I don't know, I could put another bleeding heart back there. Not sure. This is Spanish flare hellebore. I haven't gotten the leaves out of here, so that's doing pretty well. Probably because it's protected. So a very unexciting tour of the garden for April 1st, but it's really important for me to know what to expect year after year, and it's fun to see what really constitutes early season versus late. But I feel good now that I've cleaned up some leaves and I'm making some plans.